Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video at my YouTube channel and blog. Today is a video that is part of a YouTube blog hop for 5 favorite products for fall. So on this card I did use a lot of different products, but I am going to tell you about my 5 favorite things to use repeatedly in fall cards. And one of the first things is some embellishments I like to use is Nuvo Crystal Drops in Autumn Red, Bottle Green, and Antique Rose. You'll see those at the end of the video as my final embellishments. And then Distress Oxide inks in Fired Brick, Peeled Paint, Spice Marmalade, and Fossilized Amber. Those make beautiful fall colors together. And I use those on leaf embellishments, and so that brings me to another one of my favorite things is the Lawn Fawn Stitched Leaves dies. This set of dies, it gives you like 4 or 5 different leaf shapes, and they're all stitched, and they're just the perfect size for embellishments, or if you group them it can be a focal point on your card. But these are just really cute dies. And then finally, a good leaf stamp. I tend to like the maple leaf stamps because they're just such a pretty shape. And so you'll see a maple leaf stamp as part of a background layering piece on this. And then die cuts with a view cardstock stack. This is a double-sided stack of paper, and one side has a lighter shade of the color and the back side has a darker shade of the color, and it just has some really pretty colors for falls in the oranges and the greens and browns and yellows and things. So it's just a really good basic set to have for some layering paper. It's also textured too, so it just makes a really nice look on your projects. So I started off here in this project by coloring this cute little stamp by Stamping Bella. It is Tiny Towny Faye Loves Fall, and I Copic colored it, as you can see, and I just basically used how the colors how they had them on the package because it was just really cute, and so I just went with how they had done it. And the light source, as you can see, is kind of coming from the right, so everything on the right hand side is lighter, and on the left hand side is darker, where your shadows are, your natural shadows, your cast shadows, and all that good stuff. So I did speed through the coloring quite a bit here because we'd be here all day, and I know that you don't want to spend the rest of your day watching my video, so this is sped up like 8 times, but I think it did turn out really cute. I love coloring fall images. I love fall, and just the oranges and the greens and the autumn reds I think are just so pretty. So just coming in with the oranges here. I will have linked on my blog page all the colors that I used, all the Copic colors that I used. So if you're interested in that, please visit my blog page. You can also, in the description down below here on YouTube, you can see the hop lineup for a few wonderful designers and their 5 favorite things for fall. I will also have that listed over on my blog as well. So I encourage everybody to hop along on this and find out some really interesting and fun things to use for fall, and how different people use these things. Maybe you might get inspired to take something that you have that's similar and use it in a different way. It's always fun to see how different people use their products and get inspiration from that. So just continuing on with this coloring. This was a lot of coloring. I think it took me about an hour to color this image. A lot of little tiny details in the apples and the flowers and her hair and everything. So And I do try to show the marker caps here before I start a section, but occasionally I forgot. But I will have those listed over on my blog. So I hope this does, help you in maybe in some of your coloring. If y'all are interested in seeing more Copic coloring, please let me know that in the comments below, and I'll try to include more coloring segments in future videos. Sometimes I pre-color things and then I just assemble the card in the video, mostly because I'm not sure how many people want to sit through the coloring, and how many are just interested in how a card comes together. And a lot of times I color my images when we're sitting down at night watching a TV show in the living room. I will take my markers in there or my colored pencils in there, and I have a clipboard with an LED light attached, and I'll sit and color at night while my husband and I are watching one of our favorite shows, which we're very excited that the fall programs are about to kick off. So wait to get back to our fun programs we like to watch. And so that's what I do a lot of times. So a lot of times my things are pre-colored, and I just put them together. But if you'd like to see more coloring with Copics or colored pencils or zigs, please let me know, and I'll be happy to include those in videos. And I want to make sure that my channel gives you the things you're looking for, the different inspirations you're looking for, or tips on different techniques that you're looking for. So yes, please let me know. And also over on my blog, I will have links to all the products that I used in this video, not just my favorite ones for fall, but all the products that I used in this video. Here I thought the background looked a little bit plain, so I decided she wasn't popping off the page, so I decided to take a B quadruple 0 and just went around the little image, and I thought it just really helped her kind of pop off the background, since I left the background white except for where she's standing, and I think that really helps. And that's a really good tip there, is to go around your images with a B quadruple 0 or even a BG quadruple 0. And I'm just fixing a few little things and adding my Signo white gel pen for highlights. That is kind of another favorite thing of mine, is to take the Signo white gel pen. It's a really good gel pen, nice fine line, and it really works well for going over Copics or colored pencils to put in those highlights. So here you'll see I'm using that maple leaf stamp, and I'm using it with Versabark, and I'm taking some copper embossing powder, and I'm on this craft sheet of paper, and I'm going to just make a background with this maple leaf and the embossing powder. So I won't make you sit through me doing all this sheet. I'll magically here show you the finished product as I heat set it. Oh, and I'm sorry for my voice. My allergies are just going nuts. And there is all pretty and shiny. Okay, so I have a couple of layers here cut. I cut a polka dotted background that was the full 5x7 out of a green, and then I did the next layer of my craft leaf design, and then I'm using the largest or second largest rectangle out of the My Favorite Things wonky stitched rectangles, and to cut out my colored image there. And I had to finish filling in a little bit at the bottom with some green, because it didn't quite go all the way to the die cut edge. So here I am thinking about how I want to put this together. So I decided to leave that little bit in there so you could see that, you know, everybody goes through a thought process, and sometimes it's easy and fast and it just clicks, and then sometimes you just kind of have to stop and think about it and go, what am I going to do? So I kind of had one of those moments with this card going, how am I going to put this together? What else am I going to do? It was looking a little plain, and so then I decided to get out my stitched banner dies, and I just took several scraps. Actually, I keep a big scrap bin, and I went through my scraps and and got these different colors and patterns out. And this is where I took some scraps from my Die Cuts with a View card stack, and excuse me, and cut a bunch of different banners. And then I went through the process of going, okay, now how am I going to put this together? And I played with several different things, trying to figure out what I was going to do. And I still wanted to put that sentiment on there that says, I am so thankful to have you in my life. And so I wanted to put that on one of the banners. So then I started playing with putting those down at the bottom. And then I went back to putting it at the top, and it still wasn't quite clicking. I did actually walk away from it for a little while and then come back to it. And that's a tip too. If you're having a block, not sure what to do, walk away from it and come back. So here I decided to put it down at the bottom. And since this is a solid rubber stamp, can't exactly see, how to line it up straight. So I used my Stamp-A-Majig to make sure that I got that lined up nice and straight. And then I decided to use my mini attacher to put those on. Oh, well, first I'm going to use my Scotch ATG to stick this piece down. You see how pretty and shiny those copper leaves are. I just love those. And put plenty of foam dots. I was handing this to my friend, so I didn't do the solid foam. And here I'm using my tiny attacher. Okay, so now I'm just going to remove all the liners from the foam squares and get that into position. And then I will flip this piece over, and I'm using my new Tonic Studio scissors. I just love these. So if you have a bunch of stuff that you want to trim off on the edge of a card, these things are awesome. I just love these. And I'm going to get that adhered down to the front of my card. Okay, so next I'm going to go and play with my Distress Oxide inks in the colors that I mentioned earlier: Fired Brick, Peeled Paint, Spice Marmalade, and Fossilized Amber. And I'm just doing some ink smooshing on my craft mat. And I showed this in a video not too long ago for just how to make some fall leaves. I just used this portion to do a short video kind of tutorial on this. And I had one of my viewers say that it looked like a hot mess, but then once I die cut it out, then she could tell that yes, it did show the like fall leaves and everything. And she's right, it does kind of look like a hot mess while you're doing it, but it's kind of fun. You get all inky and just keep going with it, and see what kind of different concoctions you can make with all the different colors of the Distress inks. And I thought these did turn out really, really cute little fall leaves. So I'm just going to take my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, and I'm going to adhere these on the inside of my card for decoration, fall decoration. And I just went over the stitch detail with my Spectrum Noir Clear Sparkle Overlay. And that's going to conclude the inside of my card. Just added a happy birthday sentiment because this is going to my best friend. And did add some sparkle on the outside because I'm like, can't have enough sparkle. And then for my final embellishment, I added my Nuvo Crystal Drops in the Autumn Red, Bottle Green, and Antique Rose to the front of my card, and let those dry. And this is a final look at the outside of my card and the inside of my card. Thank you everybody for stopping by and watching my video. Please continue on with the YouTube blog hop and visit all the great people involved.